So Bitcoin is at 3,400. What does it mean? I said it would drop, but it's really tanking. I talk more about that in this video. Okay, so I'm doing an update here about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin tanking. It is tanking, going down, and I just wanted to do another update because I just did one last month, I think it wasn't that long ago, when Bitcoin was at 6,000, and I was saying, see, it's at 6,000. It ain't where it was before. And even at 6,000, which it had hardly been able to hold 6,000 for God knows how long. Here's a 3-month chart of Bitcoin. This is 6,000 here. I think I made the video back around here, like around this time in November, early November. Well, look at what's happened since then. Gunk, 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 boom. It's just completely tanked. Lost almost half of its value since then. If you go back 6 months, it peaked. It went over 8,000 for a couple days, but it's been 6,000. This is why I made the video, because if you recall, back in January, I said that it would not be profitable when it was about 11,000. After having just been 20,000 and 17,000, people were saying, buy Bitcoin. It's going to be worth 50,000 and you're going to quadruple. So those people who did, you know, it wasn't a good move. So I also wanted to make this because a lot of the things that I had said or that I had thought when I researched the technology, the entire issue is that the blockchain technology was too unstable. As far as that particular blockchain, the technologies were still getting worked out. My feeling was that at some point something was going to be much more user-friendly, much more aligned with the existing monetary system, maybe not fiat capital backed, but something that's going to be more user-friendly and a kind of happy medium between anonymous, or at least, people mining bitcoins in this extremely, energy-intensive way, and what we will want and where we will wind up. And it seems like that's been a big part of this recent tanking. What happened is there was a hard fork in the technology right around this time that just really split off the community between the original Bitcoin and the Hashimoto group. So if you don't know what all that means, that's fine. The point is that it's referring to the larger issue that I mentioned, which is that the technology is still too emergent. It's way overvalued. When it was at like 20,000 or something, if we go back 1 year, we could see just how far it's fallen. This was last December. This was December 15th. It went to almost 20,000, and then it was around here that I made the video saying it's not going to be what we think, that it's going to just continue to drop. And it did. It poked up above 10,000 like maybe once or so around February, March. Since then, it's not even, barely hit 8,000 once, and then we have this, after we had this long string, I think from about August through here, this is when I said, see, it's maintaining about 6,000. Little did I know it was about to hit that hard fork and then just drop off the cliff. And so again, we see this is the last month. Even in the last month, it went from 6,000 to boom, and then boom, and then kind of pokes up, but then back to this, boom. At its low, it was 34. I think the lowest was about 32 at one point. So again, there might be something at some point that comes out that replaces this, or works as an in-between. XRP is interesting, which is the Ripple, which is basically a way for banks to exchange currency without paying fees and whatnot. That's interesting. Something that's going to have a component of fiat capital acceptance and international banking acceptance, because otherwise at some point something can just be profitable or be, like if one of the cryptocurrencies really start to take off, then those who own all the fiat capital can also just swoop in and start playing in that game as well. So it's a very tricky thing right now, and I encourage everybody, we're certainly going to have a cryptocurrency world at some point where there's some kind of combination of fiat and crypto, but people that are just kind of ready to embrace the next, sort of phase without researching it are going to lose their shirt, like a lot of people have with Bitcoin. I know a lot of people, especially, there were some astrologers talking about this cryptocurrency thing and saying, buy it, buy it, buy it. I know it's 15,000, but it's going to be worth $1 million one day. Maybe it will. I get it. I also know that people are saying, oh, you wait and see. All right, well, we're waiting. We're not seeing, or at least we are seeing. We're seeing what happens at least with this particular one. There's no way that I think cryptocurrency is going away. It's going to be a viable means of exchange at some point, but there's so many issues that need to be worked out. Like, is it a security? Like the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, has to come in to see how it's traded. If it's traded as a commodity, again, it's going to be a whole different categorizing. There's definitely shady, there's a shady process with Bitcoin, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. With Ripple, for example, the owners of the company have been very above board. They've actually been working with regulators, international banks. The guy, in fact, even, what's his name? Ashton Kutcher. I saw Ashton Kutcher went on, what was the show? Ellen. Remember this? Ashton Kutcher actually went on Ellen with the president or representative of Ripple and gave away $3 million or so, I don't know what it was, to a charity or something. I don't remember what it was, in cryptocurrency, and actually made a donation. I don't know. So things like that, which are going to bring crypto more into a mainstream acceptability, working with existing fiat capital, also with maybe an education for the masses, instead of it being this thing where it's just kind of conspiracy theorists who, again, I don't mean to be, kind of droll about it, but it's almost like most of the people that get so jacked up about cryptocurrency now, it's like they just can't wait to see the whole monetary system be destroyed so that their Bitcoin can be worth $1 million, and then nobody can spend it anywhere anyway, because who's going to accept Bitcoin? It's not set up. So again, it's like this weird kind of conspiracy theorist, apocalyptic, this is going to be the next big thing, with most people who don't even really understand what the heck the thing is. They don't even really understand what cryptocurrency is, or what it's meant to be doing, or where it fits, or anything. But it's just this kind of speculation. And so again, it's definitely going to be a viable thing, but right now, as we see, the main player has really tanked. Yeah, here you see Bitcoin 3286, I think, has been the low. So how far it's fallen, even in the last month, since I made the last video when it was 6,000, it's now dropped to almost half that. So, or about half that. So just keeping up with this, and thought I'd make this video.